We are live, everyone. Welcome to episode 7 of the Superhero Hour. And we're supposed to start off with Thor Ragnarok spoiler review, but some news broke, and we'll get to that. But want to introduce, of course, my fellow host of the show, starting off with Charles. How's it going, man?
Doing pretty good. I would like to apologize that I was not here last week, but I was getting caught up on Stranger Things season 2. I think it's pretty good so far. I like it. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm getting there.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's me. It's me. I'm talking about, right? You know how long it takes me to watch shows like this.
True.
Dude, it's only 9 episodes.
I
was done Saturday.
I've been playing Guild Wars 2. But
okay, all right, cool. Stranger Things caught you up. All right, Lou, how are you? How you doing?
I'm well. It's the usual Monday.
All right. Okay, let us do this. There's a bunch of things. Quick news before, not all the news, but this quick news. This has to do with Shazam because there's a lot of Shazam casting announcements that were made. Starting off with today's announcement is that what's his name? What's his name again? Billy Batson has been cast, and the actor is
a Disney Channel actor.
Yeah, I know. I had his name for a second, and Heroic Hollywood doesn't put names. They try to hide it in the articles.
I don't have a problem with the casting. I think he might be. Well, I don't know the kid's like history as an actor. I haven't watched any of his Disney Channel shows because, well, I don't watch Disney Channel. But I don't know. I mean, if Warner Brothers thinks that he's best suited to play the character, then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep an open mind. I'll see how he fares once Shazam finally comes out. Yeah.
Astro Angel is his name. And let me just share this for you guys so you can see who this kid is. Some of the photos, he looked like a young Zachary Levi, honestly.
Yeah. That's one thing that I noticed as well, is that he does actually look like a younger Zachary Levi.
Yeah, so
I love it when casting directors look for that. When they have like a character, and then there has to be a younger version of that character. I always prefer it when they pick a younger actor who, at the very least, looks somewhat similar to the main actor. Yeah. I love it when they do that. So that's a plus for me.
Cool. I agree, and I believe Lou is probably like, yeah, it's cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
I'll see it when I see it.
Yeah.
And Annabelle creation star Grace Fulton is also being cast in the movie, most likely the kid's mother. I'm presuming. Doesn't say exactly what role she is. And Umberto broke that Mark Strong is in the title role for the villain, Dr. Sivania. I've forgotten his name. I've forgotten what his powers were. But he's a long-time villain. But he also has ties to Black Adam to some degree. So that always puts Black Adam into the mix here. But
yeah, the only Captain Marvel or Shazam villain that I'm familiar with is Black Adam. As for any of his other villains, I have no idea who they are.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, but I think this links in quite well. And having an actor like Mark Strong, great.
Oh no, Mark Strong is an excellent actor, and even though I have no idea who the character he's playing is, I'm excited. I mean, he's perfect for villain roles, so I'm very excited.
And Lou, since you broke that news to me quickly before we started, you said Disney is in preliminary talks to buy Fox.
Yes.
Yeah, it's early stages from what the article said. But it's looking like if that does go through, they're going to get back Fantastic Four, X-Men, Deadpool, all move it back into their universe.
Ah, man, that is going to make a completely huge...
And what the article did say is it's really leaning towards it because then they can also do movies that are more R-rated and leave it under that umbrella, and it doesn't tarnish the family brand.
Yeah, which I think is a smart idea because, for example, with the Disney streaming service, bringing the possibility of bringing future streaming TV shows that are more adult oriented, like Punisher, Daredevil, possibly even Blade, that could potentially be damaging to the family friendly brand that Disney has. But if they were to acquire 21st Century Fox, that would present them the opportunity to do more adult oriented stories, which would be fantastic for them. It would be just great.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And yeah, everyone's buying stuff, especially with if this starts moving ahead, the Warner Brothers AT&T deal will close. There's no reason for that, which would now mean that the only studios that are on their own are Paramount and Universal. That's it. And most likely, if these two deals happen, Paramount and Universal are going to merge.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It's not about feel. It's just about they have to survive, right?
Well, the thing
not
is
necessarily. Universal has the Fast franchise and Fantastic Beasts to keep it afloat. Plus other
it's not
little
about keeping,
movies.
It's not about keeping it afloat anymore. Think about how big that is.
Oh no! If Disney acquires 21st Century Fox, that's going to increase the power that Disney has. Like
remember, already Disney is forcing studios to keep Star Wars for a longer run. They have more power. They're trying to take more money. That means that if you have any movie that's opening, even if it's even 2 weeks after a Disney-owned property, you're afraid that you might not make the money because you don't have the bargaining power. That's it. Now it's not even about the quality of the movie anymore, right?
Yeah, but the thing is that if Universal were to merge with Paramount, what would that mean for Universal's Dark Universe movies and then Paramount's Star Trek movies?
Oh, that's fine. I think the Star Trek movies would benefit in general. I think at least you get a different set of eyes, maybe looking at it to do something else. Maybe they will do one more and the J.J. Abrams universe, right?
Oh, they already have a fourth one planned.
Yeah, no, it's one more to end that one, and then you move on from there, right? So there's a couple of things.
So what you're saying is that once they're done with Star Trek 4, they're going to start doing something like maybe rebooting the Next Generation movies?
I mean, no, this all depends. Like, you don't have to reboot. They might decide to say, okay, fine. It's time because we have good tech in terms of technology. It's time for us to tell stories in Star Trek Future. So where Data is a captain in Star Trek.
The thing is, Data's dead.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, but I mean, depends on how far forward. I mean, how long Data died? It took him a while to die in the first place, right?
Well, no, he died in Star Trek Nemesis, and he simply died by blowing himself up.
Oh, no. If you read the novels, he's a captain. Remember, his brother.
Oh, you're talking about B4.
B4 basically became Data again. They still refer to him as Data.
Yeah, but he had obsolete components. He was a prototype.
Go read the novels and comic books. He's a captain. There you go. Trust me, he's there. So you could do future stories. You could do future Star Trek stories moving forward, right? Instead of doing older stories where you have to retrofit tech. So it would be interesting. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk some Thor. Thor Ragnarok spoiler review. We've all seen it, right?
Yes.
All right, good. Okay, I gave my initial thoughts last week, and kick it off with Lou. What do you think? Quick.
The movie was great. I gave it my score was a 9.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I really enjoyed it. The humor it hit what it needed to hit. The action was great. Kate Blanchett as the villain was awesome. I'm glad they didn't use her in Dark World.
Okay. How about you, Charles?
I gave it a 7.1 out of 10.
Okay.
The thing is that I was really hoping Thor Ragnarok would be amazing, but Kate Blanchett was extremely underused. I mean, she was only there like briefly talking to Carl Urban's character, while the real villain of the movie was the Grandmaster. Because he had more screen time than Hela did, which I thought was a little disappointing. Even though I love Jeff Goldblum, I think he's great, and I thought he was great as the Grandmaster, but they were marketing Kate Blanchett as the villain, and that clearly was not the case when we watched it. And then another
She killed people. The Grandmaster didn't.
But it's not. I'm not talking about body count. I'm talking about screen time.
Screen time don't always pose as a villain, dude.
You wanted to see
Not every villain is on screen long.
Well, I mean, I'll put it this way. I do agree with Charles to a certain degree. I mean,
But we know you're biased towards Marvel, E.
No. I wanted to see more of Hela. Look,
Yeah.
I watched the movie. I told you guys I enjoyed it. There's some things that I didn't like. Everybody said it was a fun movie. The general reviews that said it was fun is very true. Mm-hmm. But to me, it does not relate to you give it a number 9, right? I'll give the movie an 8. And that's just been because the fun aspect covered a lot of stuff that I didn't like, and some of that is my personal preference. A lot of the Planet Hulk characters were sidelined completely.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing.
I wanted to see just a little bit more of that, but I mean, I get it. It's a Thor movie, so I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of like, it was wasted.
No, I mean, and another issue I had is that some of the jokes that they did just kind of felt out of place. Like I can't pick and choose like any specific jokes, but some of the jokes just didn't really feel right for the situation, and it kind of threw me out of the movie. And then of course Korg, which was played by the director, he was funny at times, but most of the time I just thought he was annoying. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of that director because I did watch one of his other movies. I watched the movie What We Do in the Shadows, that sort of like that vampire documentary / comedy movie they did. That movie, in my opinion, was horrible. I hated the comedy in that movie, and it just didn't work for me. And I was able to see some similarities in style of comedy in Thor Ragnarok, and it just didn't work for me. I mean, that's probably why that right there is probably the main reason why I gave it as low as a 7.1 out of 10.
I mean, it's funny though. Schnepp did say that. He said if you don't like his humor, and I can see that for some people it won't be much, but his humor is one thing where I got it. It's just that since I knew the characters, I didn't like the fact that he chose to do that with those characters. But for me, I'm like, the movie's still good. It's all right. Like I won't complain about it. The one thing I'm glad they got right, and I wish that fight. I think it was a great fight. The fight between Hulk and Thor. I just wished it was a little bit longer. Yes, exactly. I felt like it needed to be more. That fight literally was the fight of Hulk versus Beta Ray Bill in Planet Hulk, or Hulk versus Silver Surfer in the comic book. And I felt like, yeah, you're right. Lou said it right. I was like, because that was the best fight in the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. And the person who cheated us was the Grandmaster.
Yeah. I mean, it was planned that way so that, they stopped it because I wanted that to be more. What I didn't like, the one thing I didn't like is...
Well, he woke up in Hulk's room. That was funny.
Yeah. One thing
Hulk got out the hot tub all naked and shit. He's like, that's in my brain.
Yeah. I didn't like the fact that they didn't show... they didn't explain the Odin Force, aka where Hela gets, where Hela gets her powers and where Thor gets his powers. It's just out of the blue. He's just, the explanation they gave was it was just bad. To me, I was like, this is a great way for you to explain it, to show exactly why Hela really hates her father and she wants the throne. Because, like one of my friends said, it's like, yeah, I get it. She's trying to destroy everything. She's the goddess of death. But, really? Are you just going to kill everybody and not have anybody rule with? Come on.
But one thing I will say, the thing I loved most about this movie, and those sections were few, but the one thing I loved the most was the Stan Lee cameo, where Stan Lee just came in with that whole device to cut his hair, and he just... I loved how Thor just said, like, no, please, sir, don't cut my hair. I'm sorry. I thought that was really funny, just how he said it.
So, Lou, what scenes do you like?
I liked all of it.
No, come on. You got to pick one. David,
you got to be more specific, dude.
Don't give me all of that crap.
I enjoyed the movie from beginning to end. I thought the final end credit scene was pointless.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't stay for the one at the end of the crawl, but I did watch the one where Loki and Thor were having a talk, and then that ship came out of nowhere and all that.
Oh, that's Thanos.
Yeah, I figured that was Thanos. I figured it was, but I didn't watch the other post-credit scene, so I have no idea what happened.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't remember it. That's how pointless it was.
the second one was basically like a spaceship landed, and Grandmaster comes out, people pointing guns, and he's like, "Yay for revolution! Awesome! Thank you. I'm glad I participated in this, and we did this together because you need a dictator to overthrow. So I call it a tie.
Okay,
that was it.
But no, one thing that I know that I remember that I did not like is that they killed off the Warriors 3.
Oh yeah, that's why he's Shazam. As soon as he stabbed me, I was like, Shazam!
I knew Zachary Levi was leaving because he was cast as Shazam. That was the first thing that popped up in my head. But Ray Stevenson's character was killed, and then also the Asian guy, he was killed too.
See, to me, I would have, and Disney would not do this. This is why I'm a little different here. The Ragnarok storyline, everybody dies.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back to Earth, and he basically brings back Asgard on Earth. He creates Asgard on Earth, and he brings back everyone. That's the storyline after Civil War, where Captain America is dead. He comes back. He creates Asgard. Iron Man comes to fight him with his Asgardian armor, and Thor beats the crap out of him because Thor now has the full Odin force with him. But I just wanted to see something like that. I get it. Like Disney just won't go that route. So
well, you did. Asgard is gone. Now Asgard will be on Earth.
No.
Didn't you see the first credit scene? They got interrupted by Thanos.
And I wanted them to wipe out everyone on Asgard and just leave him, Loki, and just the crew. That's it. That he's
for. Yeah, hey, I actually did enjoy Heimdall. He got a lot more action this time around. Yeah. He didn't feel like a useless character that just spins a sword.
So yeah, exactly. So I mean, like I said, I agree with you guys. I think we all enjoyed the movie. I think Lou's the one who enjoyed it the most at 9. Charles at least a 7.1. I'm a little bit in the middle. But I've come to just going that it's a Marvel movie. I expect to see certain things, and I don't expect to see other things in there. So that's that. All right, cool. Let's move on to some more movie storylines. So we covered the Shazam stuff. Black Adam gets a writer for his movie, The Rock, which is cool. So we'll see how that
finally
goes.
moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of things are moving forward, and with all the rumblings and what Justice League is all the doing, it looks like the embargo is going to drop pretty soon. So, which means that movie is good, and we're going to get other movies.
I've been checking my little thing to try to get passes. I got passes to go see Daddy's Home tomorrow.
Okay.
You mean Daddy's Home 2?
Yeah. No, yeah, Daddy's Home.
Yeah.
It's not the first one, dude.
So what? It's in that universe now.
He's calling it a universe. I love it. He's like,
well, no. The thing is, I can't stand comedies like that because I don't like Will Ferrell. I think he is an unfunny, talentless bastard.
You know what? I agree with you. No. I agree with you to a point. I enjoyed him in Step Brothers and Talladega Nights. Everything else, I think he sucks donkeys.
No. The thing is, Talladega Nights. Elf made me mad. I did not like that movie at all. And then Talladega Nights.
That was a big giant baby running around everywhere.
Talladega Nights, I wanted to shove my face in ice cold water and just start screaming. And I just
shake and bake.
No, I don't like Will Ferrell. I don't think he's funny. I
don't either. But I'm not going to watch it for him. I'm gonna go see. I enjoyed the first one. It was one that I saw digitally when it came out that way. I refused to go to the theater to watch it. And then since I got a free pass to go see this in the theater, is the only way I'm going. Granted, I would have went with my movie pass because I didn't have to pay for it. If I have to come out of my pocket, I'm not going.
Yeah.
It doesn't deserve it. But the fact that it's free, I'll go check it out.
No, the last Will Ferrell movie I watched was Old School with Luke Wilson. That's the last movie of his that I saw.
Okay. Let's check in some more news, guys.
But I like Holiday Evolution. Tyrese could play Black Adam's servant. He needs a job.
Let's never go there, please. Let's just stop. Some TV notes, some interesting TV news. Lord of the Rings adaptation might be moving along into Amazon. They are looking at $150 million yearly budget on that.
No. Okay, see, here's what I want. Give me the 60 years in between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Tell a story there. Don't touch the movie universe. The movies are priceless. They're golden. They don't need to be remade. Nothing.
Have you read the books? Have you actually read the Lord of the Rings books?
No, I don't read books.
Exactly. I'll put it this way, right? I haven't read the books. For everyone who's read the books, it said the movie was nice. It did a good job. It still does not even smell anything close.
Dude, not even the extended versions?
No. I'm just. I mean, the battle scenes, like there and all that, and maybe they cherry picked and changed or whatever. It looked good. What they said is like they did a good job. It's almost like Game of Thrones fans will say. Ask anyone who's read Game of Thrones, will do like, "Oh, we love the TV show. It's great," but not even close to the book.
Now, okay,
there's a reason why we have so many spin-offs, right? Think about it. So I'm just saying that. It's possible. I mean, they could craft it a little different where you start seeing other sides of the story that will still build up to certain parts of the story. And you're like, oh, so this is really how everything is, or whatever the case may be. Maybe this
just kept Peter Jackson and his studio involved.
Maybe they spend time in with the elves more, right? Or tell a story from that side of things first. You never know how they will play it out. But if you're looking at $150 million budget, they're not going to mess around. This is called what it is.
I mean, dude, that's more than Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is 100 and something, so it's close. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. In other news, SyFy cast Braniac and Superman's great grandmother, and I found out the storyline for, and they announced this in Comic-Con, and I just didn't pay attention, for Krypton. Krypton starts in 2017. The storyline starts in present day. And basically, there's a plot to kill Superman before he's born. And that's where we now move into 200 years in the past. And
but who's going to tell it from present day form?
Adam Strange. Adam Strange is a character in the comic books that is connected to a form of the world. Is it Not Xandar? That's another.
Kandor.
No, not Kandor. No, Kandor is a Kryptonian tiny city. Rana, sorry. Where they have like almost same technology like boom tubes, right? They call it zeta beams. It's pretty much almost the same thing. And I guess his character is probably the one that goes back in time and interacts with Jor-El's father, pretty much. And with Braniac there was also loose talk that we might see Green Lanterns at some point because they can throw it in that. They can create a Green Lantern they want and throw it in there. And we might get a hint of Apocalypse as well into it. So with that, I kind of like the premise of the show is that they can deal with all the DC universe space stuff. And it would just whatever they do will still not mess with any timeline whatsoever. I mean, they can see like now if you want to do a show where you don't have Superman, just like your show you don't have Batman, and you want to fuck things up, this is how you do it. You create time in the past, you put it in technology. Well, you can't do that in Batman. I'm just saying, for all those people who like Gotham, Charles. Charles is like, I don't care.
Well, he's probably pissed that they got a new Poison Ivy.
Has she come back yet?
Oh, it's a new one. They recasted that person.
Oh no! God, I'm sorry. Pardon my French, but God, fucking damn it! Damn it! Look. Say what you will about Gotham. Say what you will with all the problems. I still enjoy it. But I will say one thing. The one thing I have a problem with that show is how they've been treating Poison Ivy. They have been drugging that character through the mud ever since season 1. and Poison Ivy is one of my favorite of the Batman Rogues gallery, and they're just doing this. And now that there was a 14-year-old girl, then it was a 28-year-old girl. Now who is it?
I don't know, but speaking of, Leonard Snark will no longer be in the DC Arrowverse.
Oh, really? Why?
Wentworth, he announced today via his Instagram, he's done.
Okay.
In the Arrowverse, he has a few episodes coming out sometime soon with the crew, but he's no longer filming. He will no longer be a part of it, just like Stein.
We understand why Stein is. Okay.
Broadway.
Yeah, interesting. Other news.
Wait. I'm sorry to interrupt, E, but Stein is leaving the show?
Yeah. Oh, you went around in that.
Dude,
episode,
that was in the notes 2 weeks ago. You didn't read them?
I don't remember getting them, but no. I know. In the most recent episode of Legends of Tomorrow that Jackson walked up to somebody, I don't remember who, and said, "Look, I want to be able to separate Firestorm." But does that mean that Jax is going to bind with somebody else?
That's something we'll have to wait and see. I think he went up to Ray. I think he was talking to Ray about it.
Yeah, I think it was Ray too. All right, what's that beeping?
I have no
Smoke
idea.
alarm.
Oh. Just some other news tidbits. Barry Allen won't be called the Flash yet in the Justice League movie. Most likely in his movie.
Whoop-de-doo. They'll name him at the end of the movie. Oh, you're the Flash because you run so fast.
No, he's going to be named in his movie. Probably not this one. Aquaman revealed that his trident is not the official trident for the king. In an interview, one of the interviewers basically asked him, he said, "So, like, why would you call it trident? Because it has 5 points." He's like, "I call it a quindent because and he basically, spoiler, if you don't want to hear this because it's part of Justice League. So I'm just telling you now. He says he goes to Mara and he says, "I need a weapon," and she hands him that, and he's like, "Yeah, when you watch Aquaman, you see me get my real weapon, but for now, I'm using this one." So yeah.
Charles, you got a bomb under your chair.
What?
There's a bomb under your chair, Charles.
Is somebody saying that in the chat or something?
Yes. You don't have chat open?
No, I don't.
Oh.
But no, my chair is falling apart, if that's what you're wondering.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I desperately need a new chair.
The beeping.
It's not it's not the beeping. It's not on my end. It's your end.
Wall Street Journal says that Justice League is around $300 million fully in reshoots, which is roughly $50 million more than BVS, and 16 million. Your thing is beeping loud, and $16 million less than Age of Ultron was $360 million in terms of the budget. But a lot of that budget will probably be offset by the merchandising they've done so far, and they've been doing quite a bit. Mercedes-Benz. I might have to mute you, Lou, because I can hear it. Oh, he muted himself. Okay. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this actually pans out. Or maybe that's not the case, but so far, we just have to wait and see. We've got how many days till Justice League?
11
days.
10 days. I thought it was going to be 11.
Oh, everybody watches the movie on Thursday.
Okay, fine. I don't. I watch it on Friday.
I'm trying to watch it on Monday.
Oh, okay. I'm going to spoil it on your feed. You didn't care about spoilers anyway, so that's all good. I'll be like, "Yo, man, and Flash did this, and then this, that, and then
Look,
like..."
I can't have you go to an early screening and me not try to get to one my damn self.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the news today, guys, and everything. It's really not that much, unless you guys have more questions. Is Donagova and Charles? Huh?
What?
Oh wow. Wow. I said Sparrow. He's basically casting our characters here in whatever. I have no Donald Glover, and Charles is racist Mel Gibson. Who is Lou?
I'm Joe Pesci. Okay. Not that anybody here cares about any new movies about effing. What's that stupid franchise? Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
we don't need
the TV show is actually pretty good. It's fun. I'll say if you want to watch Lethal Weapon, watch the TV show. If you want to watch something new, the bomb is actually in Lou's house. It's beeping away. Countdown. Any other questions, guys? Anything else?
We have TV shows.
Oh yeah, we do. Sorry. I almost forgot. Like I was just like, there's no show.
We start the week with Star Trek.
So Star Trek Discovery. I like the episode. A little bit more Star Trek for all those people who keep saying that Orville is better. Charles, what do you think? While I muse Lou.
I actually like the most. I've been watching Star Trek Discovery every night that it's been coming on, and even though I did enjoy last night's episode quite a bit, I still say the best episode of the season is the time loop episode. I thought that was a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it, but I do agree the most recent episode was more towards traditional Star Trek than the show has been for a while. Because I've been saying it from the start. Star Trek Discovery is not a show about exploration; it's a show about war.
Yeah, and, I mean, that happens in the Star Trek universe. It's just that they never explored it.
Yeah, but no, just the last night's episode was great. I like how they introduced a energy-based life form. And that the energy-based life form was incredibly naive because they sent out a signal to sort of create peace talks between the Federation and the Klingons, which I think was incredibly stupid on their part. But no, I thought it was great. And I don't know who said it to me. It might have been one of you two, but the new guy, the new guy on the team, somebody told me that he might be controlled psychically by a Klingon, and he could be like a sleeper agent.
Well, I mean, we all believe that he's a sleeper agent of some sort, whether it's psychic, whether it's a brain replacement, or who knows. But the fact that number one, he's been in every episode, even though he's only actually physically, the guy himself is physically shown up in the last
third.
The last third, yeah, he missed the first two episodes. He wasn't in the first two, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, but I originally shot that theory down, thinking that it wasn't true. But after last night's episode, I was like, you know what, it could actually be true.
Yeah, I mean,
something about
last night's episode also gave us that his little girlfriend, Volk's girlfriend, she might try to do that brain thing with the Admiral.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. When they said the Admiral escaped, I was like, I didn't know she just left the body there. And then
no, I don't think the Admiral is dead. I think she's just unconscious.
I think she is. So wow, that's okay. That's gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens. And the show mid-season finale is next week, and then takes a hiatus till when again, Lou?
2 months. We gotta be thankful because if this episode would have been the mid-season finale, this would have been a horrible mid-season finale.
Yeah, I mean, it's a setup. At least it was a setup for the mid-season finale. At least the battle with the big ship, and then we go into 2-month break and comes back in January.
Yeah, January.
Okay, cool.
The first week of January, from what I heard.
Oh, that's great.
Or what I read.
If it's first week, that's perfect timing. There's nothing. New Year, you don't want to go to work. You're just feeling slow. You just rather watch Star Trek, I think.
And then we've got, let me see, Supergirl.
You guys can talk about it because I haven't watched the last two weeks. So
this week wasn't as bad, but it just needs to get better. She needs to get over herself.
The last episode I remember is when it's at the end of the episode where Ruby's mom starts like having hallucinations with those tattoos all over her body, and there was like that spirit-like creature that talked to her and all that. And that's the last episode I remember. I don't know, just
that was last week.
That was last week. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's been mediocre at best so far this season. Flash, Flash was Flash and Legends have been the best ones so far.
Yeah,
Out of the four.
Last week's episode of Flash was fantastic. I thought it was hilarious.
Which was last week?
It was
Elongated Man.
Elongated Man.
Okay, yeah. Last week was cool. I enjoyed it too.
I really liked it. I thought the CG effects were great. Well, great for a TV show.
I mean, it was. I get it. And again, you know me. I like to get peeved sometimes. I was just kind of watching it. I was like, and Barry was like, "I could teach you." I was like, "You do know?" I was like, in the comic book, Elongated Man is the second best detective in the DC universe, and he's been doing this before Barry Allen even came to the scene. So I was like,
I also we didn't talk about it, but the episode with Breacher.
Oh, the dad.
That beginning scene was priceless. Him and Gypsy are about to get it on, and the father reaches into the room and starts shooting at him.
It's like, I'm gonna kill you. It's like, oh God, and he's like ducking and covering.
Yeah, because for some reason Cisco does not know how to use his powers without gearing up. He just can't.
But see, the episode was great, but Danny Trejo's use of his hands like this was just horrible.
Yeah, I think Danny Trejo probably did that on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell he was just like, I'm just gonna have fun with this thing, and you know.
Oh, but they did. There was an Easter egg in it. Cisco pulls up a machete.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was cool. It was a good episode. With
Arrow, I'm sorry, Diggle Wiggle and his cronies. It's just, I don't give a crap.
Yeah,
so
I'm not liking this.
He's back with Felicity.
What is annoying me with Arrow is that they actually are getting Black Canary right, and they're just not doing anything with it other than the whole, other than she's just getting on Diggle Wiggle's case, right, and saying like, "Yo."
Not even that she's getting in Diggle Wiggle's face. She's getting manhandled a little bit. Oh God! And then this past episode,
powers are better though.
This whole they don't have a solid villain for the whole season is getting annoying. 1 minute you think it's the FBI, now it's the guy back from last season that they broke out, or Felicity broke out. The guy from Lost.
See, at least I like in Flash that the main villain was hinted from last year. They hinted the Tinkerer from last year, where he mentioned DeVoe and and then he's like, oh snap, like I like that connective tissue, even if you may not have planned it or whatever, right? But I like the fact that you found a way to make it connective and to be like, oh shit, maybe I should, it's the kind of thing like if you started watching Flash now, that would tell you, oh, maybe I should go back and watch last season, right? Let me check it out. That's the kind of stuff that I would like to see, but it's just not here. Yeah. Legends Tomorrow is cool, fun still. The Time Bureaus, I think they're just a bunch of foolish people.
Like I said, Legends has been great. I've been enjoying Legends. Out of Legends and Flash, they've been 1 and 2. Arrow, obviously 3 because Supergirl's just been horrendous. And then, honestly, the best show on Monday nights is The Gifted.
I haven't been watching The Gifted. I'm like I haven't even watched the first episode yet.
Yeah, but see, when you do watch it, you're gonna enjoy it because
everybody's been saying The Gifted is great. Gifted is gonna go to Disney Network's channel.
Well, wherever it goes, however it becomes, it's going to be awesome. It plays well as a binge, and it also plays well as a week to week. And in your case, since you haven't watched them all, when you finally start to binge them, you'll be like, wow, this plays like a really long movie.
Well, I saw a clip where Thunderbird, not Thunderbird, whatever his name is, he stopped an explosion. It's from yesterday's episode, I think, or maybe next week. The guy, the Native American dude.
Thunderbird,
yeah, sounds right. Forgot. One of the original X-Men, actually.
Like I said, it plays well. It's one of the best shows. It's the best show on Monday because Supergirl's been horrible. And then, like I said, I've enjoyed Inhumans. Next week is the season finale. Let's see what happens with that. You know, he was supposed to keep up. It was either that or watch Gifted, and he's done neither. So he's gonna have to go
I
and
watch
do
Gifted.
100 burp ups.
No, I'm gonna do 50 burpees after this, so stay tuned, peeps. Because I didn't go to the gym today, and I need to do burpees.
Other than that, I didn't watch this week's episode of Walking Dead. Last week's episode was a little bit better, so
I haven't watched one.
let's see. I know you haven't. You gave up on it. I said I would watch the first half of the season to see if it would draw me back in. Little by little, it's been okay.
Okay.
The premiere was horrible. The second episode was now I'll watch the other one sometime this week.
Okay. All right.
And then
cool.
I will give my thoughts on Daddy's Home next week. If it's worth your time going to watch at the theater.
I won't have time to go see it.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about our lovely studio audience.
My bad. I'm sorry.
We know you're saving you're busy. You've got a lot of unibrow coverage to put out there. You still got to do versus the Note 8 and the Pixel 2. And there's really no comparison to the V30 because we all know the camera on the V30 is the best out of all of them.
No. If I were to give the best camera, it would be the Pixel.
Really? The Pixel 2 has got the better camera?
The AI learning, I mean, they basically just use computer code to cheat, but it works, man. Let's go what it is. It works very, very well. The V30 camera and the Note, you go to manual mode, you should beat it. I mean, you can play around and beat it, but honestly, like, you know, I've always said that a camera should always be both, but the auto on the Pixel, especially with the portrait, when you do this portrait shots, you just take a photo and it just.
Yes, we've been seeing your selfies on your Bored at Work Instagram page.
Yeah, it's just all for work. I swear I don't take selfies.
Mm-hmm. Semi duck face and shit.
You can't go all full duck face, man. Come on.
Men don't do duck faces.
Anyway, that's it, guys. Anything else, or we are done for this week. And you catch us again next Monday. It's a short show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. 6 p.m. It will return back to the usual time at 9, unless something else happens, which has been the case lately. But thanks for chiming in. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Lou. At least our next big review would be, of course, Justice League.
Justice League is going to get a Friday review and probably a Monday review.
Oh, if I get to see it earlier, I'll drop it whenever I see it.
You said that for Thor, and you didn't even drop the Thor review.
Yeah, I didn't. I was tired. I came back, and like I started thinking about Thor. Like I didn't want to do the review because I felt like I might bash it a little bit, and I was like, I'm bashing it because of the comic book thing. So there's no need for me to do that. I might as well to do the spoiler talk itself, and not do all that. So I was trying to be fair and balanced. Okay, fair and balanced.
Yes, fair balance. Fair balance. Fair balance will be next week when we either we love it or hate it with Justice League.
I'm sure we will love it. I can feel it. I've been on the message boards way too much.
You stay on them damn message boards. You and your damn animated theme song. I'm like, what is this garbage?
You know what?
I didn't watch the anime, so I can't see. You should have handed that off to Charles, because Charles likes soundtracks, and he probably would have enjoyed that 3-minute musical spectacle.
I'll put that link in the description. Somebody took the Justice League animated theme, and then he remade it and then cued it with his own custom Justice League trailer, and it was awesome. Absolutely.
Was that custom? It felt like the first trailer that they did for Justice League.
No, it was not. It wasn't. He just took pieces. Like you took one trailer and they added pieces to it. Yeah. So anyway, guys, peace.
Bye.